So, immigration is a huge, huge issue. And it's going to become more and more of an issue as climate change and natural disasters go on, as there's violence, but also people become more mobile with better access to technology and stuff. Another thing about immigration is it's not only outside the country, it's within the country. And moving within the country could actually have huge benefit to a country or place in that concentrating people near tech hubs and stuff might give them better education opportunities. Maybe we take up less land if we have more cities. People spread out in acres. Maybe we can move to better designed cities, and so on and so on. It's also just a human right because everyone is created equal. Everyone deserves equal opportunities and more. But how do we facilitate this in a good way? Well, here's just some quick ideas I have. One is to set up civic schools more across the country in civic programs and online ones to teach people things that might help them with moving. And this could include anything from language to local laws, customs, how to navigate, knowledge that might be useful for getting a job or just navigating the system, local resources, local climate, local opportunities, everything. And then by doing that, they can move to a place with more of a reassurance, or after they move, they can get the knowledge they need. These civic courses could be made virtual online for a widespread one, but also have a way to sign up for a teacher that actually teaches it in class and stuff like that. And it can be also funded for not only for a junior level of more recent immigrants, but for higher levels for people that want to learn laws and legality because they really want to deal with more of the upper administration that a normal citizen will not have to deal with. And stuff like that to help fund the ones. And they could be funded by taxpayer dollars. And it could help the economy by employing lots of teachers, programmers, and more. Another thing, and sorry my computer's acting a bit weird, is that we could, besides civic schools, we could have help moving within the country so people can move to places that might be better for them. Maybe a place that floods less in their own country. And therefore people would have to spend less on disaster relief and could work better and be safer and healthier. So a moving help program could be hugely beneficial. Another thing besides moving help would be to have scholarships and stuff. And for people that, if you stay in the US a certain amount of time and participate in certain schooling programs, you get a scholarship to pay off for that school. And therefore you keep the person in the country, in their place, so they keep paying taxes and stuff. And you encourage immigration within your country. This will also make sure that immigrants that might be poor off maybe can come and their children could learn better and raise up the ranks and be more incorporated into society. Another idea might be to make sure that person's children become citizens, they become citizens, because the children are a huge influence on them. They can act as an in-between between them, as they do in many, many families. And this also makes the children feel safer and more guaranteed if they know the parents are not going to be deported or something like that. You want to really know that your parents won't be deported. Lol. That's going to be funny, but yeah, it's a major issue. Another way is that we could have something like this common law marriage and other common law practice. If you just hear long enough, you become married to someone if you live long enough together with someone. Well, why don't, if you live here long enough, as long as you don't break any major laws, you just become a citizen. Because you know the area and everything well enough, as long as you have the appropriate records and weren't hiding in any way. But we also need, the problem with record keeping is we also need to make sure you're very safe the whole time and you're not at risk of deporting just because you reported yourself or being taken advantage of. So we need to guarantee the safety in many, many other means. Another one is to end and regulate better Airbnbs and likewise other renting things so that people can afford housing more. And if they can afford housing more, we can house a lot more people coming in the country or moving across the country from one area to other area without having to worry about them being on the street and stuff, and they can get on to live their life a lot more. We also need to make sure that schools are more ready to just accept people outright. Another thing is to make sure that schools and stuff have no caps on how many can enter the school. No caps on how many people from different countries can enter and stuff like that. Because we can change these caps, but this is a slow process. But now and then there's an emergency in the country, a flood, an awful natural disaster, or it's a human-made thing, wars, genocides, and so on, and they deserve to come here. Another thing is just to make sure travel across the nation is easier, so they don't all settle in one little local neighborhood, and so they can find a better place, and that travel is safer, and more environmentally friendly stuff. Maybe better trains, maybe better organization systems. So yet another idea is that we work with countries around us to make sure that not every new immigrant goes to the same country. They have options to go from country to country. A further thing we could do that will be very, very, very beneficial is stop causing problems in other nations that cause people to have to immigrate or makes them immigrate to other countries. Help out nations. The problem with helping out nations, though, is that we usually dominate or try to control them and actually mess up. And it also feeds our ego. And sometimes we should focus more on ourselves, which we know better. But at the very least, we could stop causing problems and interfering as much with other nations and stop polluting as much, which also causes these wide-scale problems. Problems for everybody. Another thing we could do is we can work on better educating ourselves to be more compassionate to these people, to understand ourselves better, to understand how we can help them better, to learn more about other cultures and stuff. Maybe we learn more languages so we can help them more. Maybe we travel more and understand more and learn about other cultures. Maybe we learn also more about our own history, how we messed up other nations, how we ourselves have so many genocides and awful things around the world, how we're all still all humans, and all that stuff. And then also, so we also learn values and compassion by learning awful things about people's history, by learning about human psychology, by working together instead of competing at everything. If we make the whole world less competitive and more cooperative through a better education that's more based on cooperation than being number one, that could maybe go a long, long way just for an attitude change in a positive direction. Better welfare for all would mean that we can help new immigrants more and they can settle in better. And if they can settle in better, they can start doing stuff better for other people. So that would be a hugely beneficial one right there. Another thing to do is to make sure that this education, I'm going to call it education everywhere, that we have online programs and stuff that people that are moving and settling down can learn stuff. Or if they have a hectic lifestyle and they're moving across nation, country, across the country, that we give them education programs so they know what they're getting into, so they can catch up in schooling. So other people also have to leave their country less because they can sign up for better online programs, so they don't have to come here for education. But I forgot, and I want to add something beyond education. We could also do this with other programs with like healthcare and stuff, and make healthcare something you can more easily have from, if you get in one state, transfer to another state, and figuring out how to transfer documents, driver's license stuff, so it's more from state to state. You don't have to always as much reapply and refill out everything. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. It really helps turn out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard. With your help, I think, can do it. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, comments, or suggestions, please leave in the comments section below. Again, thank you very much. Goodbye.